Greetings to all. So I'm heading back home after working a full day. Yeah, I'm just a regular guy, just like y'all out there. Um, and heading home. Don't worry about me driving. FSD is driving for me. It's pretty impressive too, by the way. So if you ever had your vehicle drive you home or drive you to work or drive you to the store, uh, it's pretty good. Kind of you kind of zone out if you want, as long as you keep your eyeballs on the road. Excuse me. As long as you keep your eyeballs on the road, you're good. It won't FSD won't time you out and lock you out of FSD capability. So anyway, so there's a couple things I want to talk to y'all. One is a viewer comment, two viewer comments, and but before I get into that, I wanted to share what the show's about. My name is Israel. I'm a veteran of 25 years of the Army and the Marine Corps combined. Veteran of OEF and OIF. So I went to both theaters, retired almost 10 years ago. So the content is veteran centric, whether it's uh, veteran benefits, veteran housing, veteran issues that we're dealing with. I think one of the big ones that a lot of veterans suffer from in one degree or another is sense of purpose, which I sort of covered in one of my videos. However, that along with you know dealing with PTSD and substance abuse and a myriad of things that they're simple or simply band-aids for veterans and things we suffer with. We miss the camaraderie, brotherhood, sisterhood of the military, and at times we're getting assimilated into the civilian workforce or the civilian world. There's some veterans that's easier to integrate back into the civilian world than others, and I get that, understand that sometimes, or some veterans go in at 18 and they get out, they're 38, 40. I mean, that's practically their adulthood. That's all they know. And others is just a few years and they get out and they have maybe a better or easier way of assimilating back into civilian than the others. But anyway, if you have ideas for a show, content that I can present, I use a lot of my own experience as well as Grok, the fact check me. Hey, there's other ways of fact checking, but I like to fact check myself, and which I'll do at the end of the show to see if I'm right or not. But anyway, so viewer comment, and this is from at Joe0915. Matt isn't wrong. It's crazy with fraud. I know quite a few that don't need it. Not understanding what your point is with this stupid video. uh, and so what he's talking about is a video I made about Matt Walsh and Caleb Hammer, two YouTube guys, and they're on other platforms, TikTok or whatever, and they have a very low opinion of veterans who are receiving disability compensation. And is it based in fact? And I'll give you some more context in that Matt Walsh specifically thinks that veterans are getting over on the VA. They're getting compensated for things or disabilities that maybe aren't service connected. And although they're two non-veterans, anyone, it doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. They can have an opinion on whatever, right? It does. Just because they're not veterans doesn't mean they don't have a say or an opinion. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you should probably have more veterans on the show to really share, the process. Maybe they know it. Sounds like they don't. However, I will submit to you, there's probably more veterans that are getting lowballed by the VA and the government than veterans are getting over on the VA. And I'll use me as a case study. So I retired. When I retired, within the first year, it's imperative, right, of getting out of the military that you, once you submit your claim to the VA, it comes back to your initial and like, yeah, we'll give you, 1.5% disability. I'm being facetious, but because they can't give you half a point or anything, but um, they gave me, let's say, 30. My initial, this is submitting my initial claim. I get back 30, and I look at what all these things are service connected, and they only give me 30. I'm like, oh heck no. So then I kick it back to them. They come back. Oh, I get some exams, uh, and I get it back, and the disability, the claim, the disability percentage is more, has increased. I'm like, oh, okay, but it's still not good enough. I felt that for my injuries and what I throughout my career, that they were essentially lowballing me. So this happened 3 times. So initial one came back, said no, came back. So three additional times other than my initial claim. And finally, I felt that I was being compensated for my disabilities that I felt was fair. So that's why I feel that the amount of veterans that are getting screwed and lowballed by the VA is far greater than the veterans that are getting over on the VA. And yeah, is there fraud in the VA? Man, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Absolutely, there's fraud in every branch or every section of the federal government. It's been the hot news. But to say that we're getting over, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was a sacrifice. Everybody could have did it. Everybody could have joined. Well, I wouldn't say that. There's certain standards you have to meet. But if you were found fit to serve and you wanted to serve, you could have served. Um, and I think there's a lot of people that feel that we are getting over, and I don't feel like that. But I am going to fact check myself right now. Hey, Grok, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Yeah. So what, in terms of the veterans filing claims, how many veterans are denied veterans disability versus the ones that are getting approved? What's that percentage and those numbers look like?
In 2024, about 64% of VA disability claims got approved, meaning around 36% were denied. Recent fiscal year data shows similar rates, around 62% approved out of over 2.5 million claims processed.
So out of those veterans that were getting processed, how many of those veterans were over 50% disability?
Of approved claims this year, nearly 64% got ratings of 70% or higher. Overall, among all rated veterans, about 30% have 50% or higher ratings.
So is the higher ratings attributed to combat, the Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom?
Yeah, largely yes. Post 9/11 vets from OIF and OEF have way higher disability rates, around 40% with service connected issues versus 25 to 30% for earlier eras, thanks to intense combat, blasts causing TBI and PTSD, and better survival plus awareness. They also hold the highest average ratings overall per VA report.
So, man, who would have thought? You send Americans into combat for like 25 years, and you get a lot of veterans that get jacked up. That is crazy. So that's another angle of looking at it. That if a lot of the post 9/11 veterans, if they weren't going to war, or there wasn't two theaters of combat, even if there was one, if there was none, if there was no combat, then those disability claims, the amount of money that the federal government spends on compensating veterans for their disabilities would be less. You heard it. You heard it there yourself from Grok. So the higher disability ratings, definitely attributed to a lot of trauma, PTSD, blasts, TBI, so all those things. Um, but the other thing, I'm gonna tell you, man. Oh, my bad. I'm forgetting here. The other comment um, was from Richard Lovato 6301. Nice way to run a good thing. Please never not be a voice when there are so many who will never speak up. Thank you. So that and thank you for that comment. Oh, thank you for both comments. Just one was that I made a stupid video, and the other one was like, "Hey, thank you for doing it." And the good thing is that the military crushed all my feelings, right? So you can write whatever. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's a criticism. I'm good with it, right? So if you want to leave a comment or a show suggestion, a topic, that's okay. That's good. I welcome that. Matter of fact, just subscribe. But that last comment, he was talking about veteran homelessness and my video on it, or on that huge. It's tragic in that the veteran homelessness rate, um, although it's dipped a little bit in the last year, and I'll fact check that with Grok as well, is the causes. My video was on the causes of veteran homelessness, and the leading cause, which I thought would be PTSD, it is not, but it is substance abuse. But there's other causes. If you want to check out the video, it's pretty good. But let me see if Grok is back on, because he freaking ghosted me a little while ago. Are you there, Grok?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Yeah. So in terms of veteran homelessness, has there been a decrease in the last few years or increase? And give the stats for the last 10 years on veteran homelessness in the United States, please.
Veteran homelessness has decreased overall in the last few years, and over the past 10 years, hitting a record low of 32,882 in the January 2024 point in time count, down 7.5% from 35,574 in 2023 and 55% since 2010 or 2011. From HUD PIT data around 2014 to 2024, roughly 47,400 in 2014, down to about 36,000 in 2020, 35,574 in 2023, and 32,882 now.
Hey, thanks, Grok. I'll see you later. So, a very sad topic, but I think it's very important that, man, if there's any a vulnerable population out there, it's those veterans that are homeless, because um, one, they're dealing with a lot of trauma. Two, uh, it was induced by military service, and the government owes. Um, Damn, that was weird. The government owes that to its veterans, is that level of service and care that they need, um, rather than some other freaking program that they might be funding. So if you made it this far, what I want to this what this channel is going to be me mostly driving back home, touching on veteran topics that are near and dear to me. So I'm a veteran myself, using my life experience in really partnering with Grok and fact checking. So it's going to be like this mix. You get to see the Tacoma Dome right up front like that. You get to see my mug talking about stuff and using AI as well, and checking out the FSD. If there's any show topics, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again. Whoa, watch one another 6.